Hey everybody, this is Sentinel Firearms Training, and I'm Russ Richards, the head instructor here. We teach everything from basic firearms safe handling up through advanced personal defense techniques with firearms. Okay, we teach it all here, and I want to just give you guys some demonstrations of some of the things that we're going to do in your classes, so you can see what kind of fun you're going to have and what you're going to learn, what kind of important skills you're going to learn. Okay, first and foremost, we can never use a firearm to defend ourselves unless we reasonably believe that some other person is threatening our life or threatening to give us a crippling injury, and it is imminent, and the threat is imminent, and there is nothing else that we can do. It is a last resort before we ever deploy lethal force against someone. Okay, that being said, our first drill in our basic classes, okay, is what we call a failure drill. And the reason why they call it a failure drill is because you will shoot 2 rounds at the chest of the target, and those 2 rounds theoretically have failed to stop your attacker. So you need to shoot a 3rd to the head of the attacker. It's called a failure drill. 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. So I will be shooting, if everybody wants to get their ears on. Okay, the first thing that you want to do when you're preparing yourself for a drill is to determine the condition of your gun. You always want to determine the condition of your gun, but I'm not making this a class video. It's just a demonstration of our drills. So I'm going to take my gun and I'm going to go through the safe, fast draw. All right, so I'm going to do it really slow. It's a 5-step process, and it begins with grip chest. That's the command you're going to hear. Grip chest. All right, one hand on my chest or sternum, stomach, the other hand on the gun. All right, pull chest, where I pull the gun straight up out of the holster. Okay, I don't do anything else but that. All right, elbow up. Okay, the 3rd step is rotate chest. Still hand on chest, I'm rotating the gun forward, and I may have to shoot in this situation, in a real life situation. I may be shooting at this point. Then the next step would be join hands. Join hands at the body safely under the barrel of the gun. Okay, then extend is the next step, and then the last and final step would be press the trigger, or squeeze the trigger of the gun straight back after finding your sights on target. All right, so I'm going to do a press check to determine that my firearm is loaded before I begin this drill. So I'm going to put the gun against my sternum. I'm going to keep my hand safely under the barrel. I'm going to pinch the slide. I'm going to see that I am not loaded. All right, so I'm going to take the magazine out, see that there is rounds in the magazine. I'm going to rack the slide now, and I'm going to do another press check. I did load the gun. I am ready to go. Now I'm going to put my hand back on my chest and reholster. I'm going to get my ears on and begin the drill. 2 to the chest and 1 to the head. In class, you'll be given a command to fire. I'm in my shooting stance, got my natural point of aim to the target. I'll command myself to fire. I'm going to bring the gun back to high retention and then look around to break the tunnel vision that I may succumb to in a violent encounter such as this. I'm going to reholster, and we're going to do it again. Fire. All right? Thank you. Another drill that we do in basic class is an advancing drill where we learn to walk and shoot at the same time, because it's very important in a gunfight or in a violent encounter such as this that you move, okay? And moving helps you make decisions better, and it gets you out of trouble. It could get you out of trouble. Now, I am advancing on this target, which is not recommended in a self-defense situation, but we are just simply learning to advance and keep moving and not stop when we're squeezing the triggers. We have to do several things at the same time, all right? So I'll begin. I'm going to give myself the command to fire. And I'm walking, and I'm going to replicate an empty gun where I have to do a reload. So I'm going to drop that magazine and continue to fire. That's it. Moving up in degree of difficulty, we have what they call a square drill, where you learn to walk sideways, backwards, forwards, maybe changing magazines or clearing malfunctions in your gun while continuously moving and engaging one target. Anybody can do this anywhere they have a safe place to shoot. And without any further ado, I'll begin. Once again, I'm going to check my gun to make sure it's ready. It is. Fire! Safe, fast draw. I went to slide lock, but I'm not going to stop moving as I go across the square. Now I'm in slide lock again, and I'm out of ammo, so I've lost this gunfight. That's it. Moving up again in the challenging drills that we do here is what Pat McNamara calls the Blaze X. Okay, there's an X pattern of sticks that I have laid out here on the ground, and I have to shoot from each one of these positions, sometimes with just one hand, sometimes with two hands, and it's a 9-round drill, and I will begin, and I'll be shooting at the steel target. I'm always at least 30 feet away from steel whenever I'm shooting at steel. Anytime, okay? So, fire! Whoop. Had to do a press check, almost forgot. Ready? Fire! And here I'm to one hand, then back to two. Now I gotta go to the left hand, then back to two. Now back to the right hand, then back to the center with two. Hope I got 9 rounds in my gun. Oh, I missed. All right, and that's my drill. I downed one, I missed. Thank you. Another thing we teach people in our personal defense classes is that they need to have a proper holster that will secure their firearm if they get knocked to the ground or thrown around or experience any kind of violent physical activity. It needs to hold the gun so when you have fought to a point of control, that you can get your gun, that it will be there for you when you need it. So I'm going to just try to replicate that in my my own meager way. Up. Okay, now this is going to be a little advanced trailer for the folks that have signed up for my close quarters training. This is one of the drills we're going to do, just one of the close quarter drills. And my targets here, my target stands are set up and they have, what replicates an arm, okay, that you might have to brush away or deflect when someone's trying to hit you or grab you, okay. So you're going to practice the motion of deflecting the arm and then creating distance or fighting to a point of control where you can deploy your firearm. Now this first drill I'm going to do is 3 bad guys have cornered me in close quarters situation that I can't escape from. Escape is not practical. There's no way out. They've blocked my path. Okay? This guy right here I'm not going to shoot because he's my training dummy. But I will pretend that it's a bad guy that's making a move on me, and I will trap him, get to a point of control on him, then deploy my firearm against the other 2 individuals. All right? There's a disparity of force here, whether they're armed or not. I'm outnumbered, and I can't fight them barehanded. So I need to use a force multiplier in this situation. Just going to grab my earmuffs. Everybody got their ears on? Now I'm going to check once again with a press check to make sure my gun is ready, and it is. Okay? So I'm going to begin to walk, and now I can't get out. The bad guys are in the way. Okay? So, hey guys, stay back. I don't want any trouble. All right, please, let me through. At this point, this guy makes his move, so I must trap him, and I'm fighting him to a point of control. All right, and then engaging the other 2. Okay? Now, that's one drill. In the next drill, we're going to practice deflecting that arm, okay? Whether we're pushing it right or left to stay outside of the grasp of the bad guy, okay? So I've let my guard down, and now the guy's gotten within my circle of control, and he's going for me, okay? So I'm going to block that arm as I step and engage, okay? I may have to shoot from the hip. because I've got his arm trapped and I'm driving it back against the wall. And this is another one of our drills, okay? Where the bad guy is on me and now I'm driving him back and I fought to a point of control and I'm gonna do that hip rock, okay? I am not gonna shoot my arm. I'm leaving my arm up here by his head. I'm shooting down into his torso, all right? And that's all I'm gonna give you guys for a taste of your class coming up here in January. Thank you.